If you're like me, you just want to get things done quickly and be more productive with your day. Well, good news is Excel has a ton of productivity tools, including keyboard shortcuts, quick access toolbars, and so much more to allow you just to get the job done. So let's just first talk about the quick access toolbar. Notice over here on the bottom of my ribbon, I have something called the quick access toolbar. Some of you may find it up on top. So I'm going to go ahead and reposition this now. I'm going to go over here to show above the ribbon. And you'll notice I have my quick access toolbar available to me. I'm going to go ahead and click on the drop down one more time and say show below the ribbon, and now mine shows down here. Now, as the name implies, this is going to give me quick access to a number of my favorite tools. Now, how do I get them on here? Well, essentially, everything that's on the ribbon can be added to our quick access toolbar. So as an example, let's go ahead and make the left align option available to me on my quick access toolbar by simply right-clicking on it and saying add to quick access toolbar. I do that and then bam, you can see there it is. Let's go ahead and add something else from another tab. I'll go over here to insert, and I'm going to right-click on pictures. I right-click on that, there's my choice to add to the quick access toolbar, and there it is. Let's say we wanted to remove it. Very simply, all I do is right-click, and I'm going to say remove from quick access toolbar. It's as easy as that. You can completely customize it and create your own world within Excel. Now, the next bit of good news is the fact that all of these that are on our quick access toolbar can be made into keyboard shortcuts. So let's just say, for example, I want to make all of these here left aligned. Well, if I tap on the Alt key on my keyboard, you'll notice that all of these numbers appear and all these letters, which we're going to explore in just a second, but all of these numbers appear here, and these are my keyboard shortcuts. So notice here number 7 is going to be my left align option. So let's just do that now. I have everything highlighted here. I'm going to do Alt and then tap on the number 7, and just like that, I have applied the left align using a keyboard shortcut because it's on my quick access toolbar. I'm going to undo that by doing Control Z. That is your undo. Very good. Now, let's also talk about some of these other keyboard shortcuts that are available to us when we tap on the Alt key. You tap on Alt, and you're going to see that pretty much everything is a keyboard shortcut option within Excel. So it gets a little bit confusing here, but once you get the hang of it, you might find your little rhythm. So if I do Alt and then tap on the H key, if you see the H in the upper left, that's going to take me to my Home tab, and you'll notice that every single one of these has a keyboard shortcut option for me. So as an example, let's go ahead and do AR, and notice that goes right align, and that's what this one is right over there. Very good. Let's go ahead and do it center align. I'll do Alt, and then H one more time, and the center is AC. And think about that, the AC and the AR is align right, align center, etc. So in case you wanted to memorize it, there is kind of a rhyme and reason to a lot of these. So pretty neat just to know that that's even an option for you without even using keyboard shortcuts to the most basic level. Now, if we go and hover our mouse over any of these icons, even without using the Alt key, you're going to see that a lot of them already have our standard keyboard shortcuts. If I hover over the B, you can see that's going to allow me to bold. Here's one for italic, Control I. Here's another one, Control U, etc. Now, not all of them have that. So that's why we use the Alt key to be able to access them. So I go over here to my borders, notice there's no keyboard shortcut for it. No keyboard shortcut for fill color, etc. But a lot of them, in fact, do. So it's worth exploring. But if they don't, you can always use the Alt key. Now let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper into some of our other keyboard shortcut options. Earlier, we talked about the ability to undo, and remember that was Control Z. Well, what if you wanted to select everything that's on your screen here? That's going to be Control A. So if I do Control A, that selects all my data, which is really nice. And that Control A, notice how it doesn't select everything, even outside the data. It's very smart to understand I'm working with this confined bit of data to be able to only extend into that. So if you're working with pivot tables or just individual bits, it'll understand that you're only wanting to work with that. If you do Control A again, then it'll go even beyond that confined bit of data. I'm going to go ahead and click away to deselect that. Another really nice one is, let's say, for example, I wanted to make some changes to Wendy's name right here, right? So she's Wendy Alto, and I want to get into that. Now, if you use the mouse, you can double click on it. But if I do the F2 key, notice I'm now inside of the cell, and now she is hyphenated, right? So her last name now is Kenzie. Alto is still in front of it, and then I can hit Enter to approve that. And again, that was just the F2 key. Now, as far as the F keys are concerned, if your F keys are not working, you may have to hold down the FN key on your keyboard, or just even change the configuration of your computer to allow it so your F keys are the default without the FN key. Let's now talk about some other type of selections. Let's say, for example, I wanted to select the whole row. And that keyboard combination is Shift plus the space bar. I do Shift plus the space bar, and now that selects the whole row. Kind of neat. Well, what if I wanted to delete that whole row? Now that it's selected, all I have to do is do Control plus the minus sign, and that goes away. And then once again, how am I going to undo that? I'm just going to do Control Z. I do that and it comes right back. Let's go ahead and click down here. Let's now select a whole column. And that's going to be Control plus the space bar. And bam, you can see that there. And then once again, if I wanted to just delete that, I can just do Control plus the minus sign, and that goes away. Love that. We'll go ahead and undo that and click away. Now let's talk about how we navigate all around possibly some large documents that might be easier for us. So if I just do the Control key, and then if I want to get way to the bottom and I hit the down arrow, it takes me way to the bottom of that whole column. If I do Control up arrow, that takes me all the way to the top. And you guessed it, if I do Control left arrow, that takes me all the way to the beginning. If I do Control right arrow, notice that takes me all the way to the end of that particular row. Now, one of my favorite tricks, and this is not a keyboard shortcut, but this is going to allow me to also get down to the bottom of this particular column by using the mouse. So notice where my mouse is right now. It's on the bottom of the selected cell. If I double click on the bottom, notice that takes me all the way to the bottom. If I double click on the top of a selective cell, then that takes me all the way to the top. If I double click on the right of that active cell, that takes me all the way to the far right. And if I double click on the left, that takes me all the way to the far left of my data. So pretty neat. So lots of different ways to do it using the Control key combination, or if you'd like to use the mouse still, you can just double click on any of those northwest, south, east parts of our cells. So now let's go ahead and see how we can insert a column or a row. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the whole column. And now from here, I want to insert a new column. So you probably already know about the right click option, but now we're here to talk about keyboard shortcuts. So what I'm going to do this time is this is going to be a triple keyboard shortcut of Control, Shift, and plus sign. And then notice it does that beautifully. And if I want to get rid of it, I'm going to do Control minus, and that goes away. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. I'm going to do Control and then the plus sign. That takes care of the whole column. And I'm again do Control Shift minus sign. And then once again, I want to insert a whole new column. So it's just going to be Control Shift and the plus sign. Very cool. And I'm going to go ahead and undo with just the Control Z. And now I'm back. If I want to do the same thing with my rows, I can absolutely do that. So I'm going to do Shift plus the space bar to select the whole row. And I'm going to do Control Shift and plus sign. The keyboard shortcuts are the same, but what we select gives Excel some context of what we're planning to actually do. And in this case, it is inserting a row, not a column like we did before. I'll go ahead and undo all that. Let's go ahead now and talk about some numbers. So what I'd like to do is make all of these into currency, and I also want to make these into percentage. Now you'll notice over here under number, I have my option to make this into dollars. I also have my option to make these into percentages. And you'll see here that actually does tell me the keyboard shortcut for that. Notice it says Control Shift and percentage, otherwise known as number 5. This one doesn't actually tell you what it is. But you know what? I bet you have an idea of what it might be. If you look down at your keyboard, you'll be able to see exactly what it is. So let's go ahead. I'm going to highlight everything down below here. Now I'm going to do that in such a way so I'm only selecting my number and then down below. Right? I don't actually want to get the heading here. And in this case, it's going to be Control and Shift and the down arrow. And that only selects everything going all the way down, but not the entire column like I showed you before. And now let's go ahead and make this into dollars. So I'm going to go ahead and do Control, Shift, and then the number 4, also known as the dollar sign on my keyboard. Beautiful. I love that. Now what I'm going to do here is add on this decreased decimal on here, right? Because it's going to be a little bit tedious for me to have to go here every time and even access the keyboard shortcut through the Alt key. I'm just going to add it to my quick access toolbar because I know I'm going to do this for 2 decimals. So just very simply right click, add to quick access toolbar, and then once again Alt, and there it is, 8, Alt 8, way easier, way faster than anything that I could think of. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and do it for these percentages. Notice currently they are set to be decimals, but I want to make these into percentages. So once again, I'm going to select everything going all the way down, Control, Shift, and down arrow. And now I'm going to go ahead and do Control, Shift, and the number 5 to be able to apply that. And there you have it. Love it. And you know what? If I wanted to have these have decimals in them, then once again, I can then add this on here and then do it that way, or simply click on it if you like. So the next keyboard shortcut I want to show you is going to be around math. So I want to add up every single bit of salary here. So I want to know exactly how much we're spending in salaries in our company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the auto sum feature. Now if you hover over that, it tells you what the keyboard shortcut is. Alt plus the equal sign. So I'm going to come way down to the bottom, and I'm going to use my Control and the down arrow, and that's way in the bottom. And then all I'm going to do is exactly as it asked me to, Alt and then the equal sign. Alt equal, that appears there, and now auto sum without having me do anything at all. I'm going to hit enter, and then bam, just like that, I have now added up every single salary for all my employees without having to do really anything with my mouse. Nothing on the ribbon or anything like that because I'm using my fancy keyboard shortcut. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to tap on the delete key because I'm going to show you a couple other things. Let's go ahead and go back up to the top. And now let's say I wanted to hide a column or a row. So if you wanted to hide a column, it's as simple as Control and then 0, and that goes away. Look at that. It goes A and then C. Love that. I'm going to undo that. Now I'm going to go ahead and come right back by doing Control Z. And now this time, let's talk about how we can add on filters. So notice how we have no filters on this at all, but there's a really nice quick keyboard shortcut for adding on filters, and that's very simply just Control, Shift, and L. And now you will see these little drop downs here, and automatically now I have created a filter. And what if I didn't want that filter anymore? So once again, Control, Shift, L adds that on, Control, Shift, L removes that filter. Pretty neat. Now let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite tools, and that is working with tables. I may want to convert this data into a table. Now, tables allow us to have superpowers when it comes to Excel in terms of formatting, filters, functions, formulas, freeze panes, so much. So I highly encourage you to learn about tables. And pretty much most data you work with could be a table. So right now I have this data set here, and I'm going to make it look a lot nicer and make it a lot easier to use by creating it into a table. So how do I make it into a table? Well, very simple. Control plus the T key, T as in table. I do Control T, the whole thing gets highlighted, my little marching ants here, and you're going to see where's your data for your table. There it is, love that. My table has headers, yes it does, you can see it all right there. So very simply all I do is click OK or tap on my Enter key, and now you'll notice here I now have this table design option, and then if I wanted to I can then add in some pretty colors, make it nice and easy to read. I can go ahead and add on banded columns instead of banded rows. Definitely very intuitive, and if I scroll down a little bit, you'll notice how the freeze pane automatically happens now because this is a table, and also filters are applied automatically. And of course, we know how to remove filters if we decide we don't want it. Control Shift L once again, and that goes away, or bring it right back. And just as a bonus, let's go ahead and throw one more lesson in on Flash Fill. So I have this tab down below called Flash Fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate what Flash Fill can do for you and also talk about the keyboard shortcuts available to you with Flash Fill. So Flash Fill is going to allow us to do some kind of artificial intelligence to be able to extract out data, but also even concatenate data. But basically, it's all started off with you giving it a hint. So I'd like to extract out all the names of the cities here. So all I'm going to do is give it a hint of what the names of the city that I want to take out. So I'm just going to type it out. And then notice I've typed it out in a particular way that I didn't want it in caps, but I also wanted it to be in capital letters, but not all caps. Now all I'm going to do now is hit enter, and now I'm on the next cell, and my keyboard shortcut is very simply Control plus the E key, and that now applies My flash fill, pretty remarkable. Let me go ahead and do that one more time. I'm going to say OH, come down to my next cell. I'll do Control E. Beautiful, that is done. And then one last thing to show you about flash fill is that if I wanted to just start typing, I'm just going to go ahead and put in that first hint of that zip code. And now watch this as I go to the next cell and I just start typing out the next hint. You can see everything now comes in, spills forward, and we are good to go. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and go back to employee data. Now, of course, some other keyboard shortcuts you might want to explore are some of the basics, like Control S for saving, Control O for opening. The F12 key allows you to do a save as. So if I do F12 on my keyboard, this takes me to save as, allowing me to either change the name or the location. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. And if you ever want to close anything, let's say you're done with this, you can do the Alt key plus the F4 key, and that allows you to then save it. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. That Alt and F4, that is a universal Windows keyboard shortcut. If you're on a Mac, of course, things are going to be a little bit different, but the Command Q key will typically work for quitting a document or an application. Okay, now it is your turn. I highly encourage you to practice this. And don't try to memorize all of them. I would certainly write these down and then memorize maybe 3 or 4 a day, but use them all day long so it becomes second nature for you. And next thing you know, you're going to be super productive and a lot more fluid with your movements and your actions with not only keyboard shortcuts, but also your quick access toolbar, and then also with your ribbon using the Alt key. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in future lessons.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.